Program is sponsored by Shenanigan Sports Pub.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome bay with shafafa on the side.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. The Lunchbox World Tour continues today, coming to you live from Deccan Spice Indian Restaurant in beautiful Pompano Beach. Jeff Devo DeForest, this is your stomping grounds, right? Your old stomping grounds? How are you
I'm
today?
still in the area here. I consider Lauderdale by the Sea to be sort of, connected to Pompano Beach. I always will identify with Pompano. A sleepy fishing town was a hidden gem, although it's growing like a weed with apartments going up right and left and all kinds of expansion. And the restaurant scene has really picked up here in Pompano Beach. And
really has.
The addition, this was a while ago. I want to say this goes back 4 or 5 years ago when Shaker, my friend who owned Pompano Liquors on McNabb, an outstanding small liquor store where a surprisingly good and diverse and even high-end selection of wines. They really had great prices, great selection. So I knew the man was a gentleman of good taste. He told me he was opening up this restaurant.
Yeah, drop
by
here.
one
Thank
day,
you so
and
much.
it turned out to be great. And the fact that you love it on my suggestion, and probably even are a bigger fan than I am, which, I really like what they serve here. But you became, this is now your go-to Indian spot.
Yeah, again, when people ask me for favorites or bests in a certain place, and when it comes to Indian food in Broward County now, as far as a sit-down restaurant, we could have a full service meal. Deccan Spice is now my number one. I mean, there's a couple other places that have been around a long time. I mean, Arun's Indian Kitchen out west in Coral Springs, where Lubie is from, but that's more of a takeout joint. Kind of small and cramped in there.
It's very different.
The food's very good. This place,
Spice.
though, I've been here now 3 times on your recommendation first, and
I'm surprised you even came on my recommendation. That was
well,
nice
you know what? Even the blind squirrel finds
I knew you would love it. I knew you would like it because it even smells good. This what we have out here so far.
What we have here is they have a beautiful dining room with well appointed, all the lighting fixtures and stuff.
Yeah.
They have, up front bar where we are appropriately. And I've got my Kingfisher beer, Indian brew that, they.
Are they making it at the Utica Club Brewery, though? Because that used to be kind of a running joke when I was at Syracuse, that we would go and take the tour of the Utica Club Brewery, which, was maybe within an hour of the Cuse. And we would all come home. People didn't realize it was wise to have a designated driver back then, but we'd all come home just absolutely blasted on Utica Club beer.
Well, what's happened is Kingfisher, like a lot of the other world-renowned breweries, have been acquired by these big conglomerates, and instead of producing it all the way in India and shipping it, and it's a big carbon footprint, what they do now is they brew it closer to, the U.S. Kingfisher now. This bottle, it's brewed according to the same recipes and the protocols that they use at the breweries in Bangalore, India. But this one, it says on the bottle.
What kind of taste are we looking at here?
It's good. It's a very dry. Again, it's a kind of a lager that is a clean tasting thing. It goes great with the spices of Indian food. And again, all the Indian beers kind of came about when the Brits were there running the country, and the British style of beer, again, is so hot and humid in India, kind of like South Florida, that they like that kind of clean, really refreshing light beer, and it goes great with now what we have in front of us. And
give
we
us
got to
a
thank
little
Shaker.
description here.
And first of all, let's set the scene. Deccan Spice is in this shopping plaza that's at 1149 South Federal Highway in Pompano. It's kind of in between Atlantic and then all the way, Atlantic and then going down south to the Fort Lauderdale border, which is actually like McNabb Road. So it's in between. It's kind of almost close to the North Fort Lauderdale border, Pompano Beach. And it's been open, I don't know what, about a little over a year.
Shaker, how long are you open? How many years? 4 or 5?
Close to 3 years.
3 years.
3 years.
Wow. And I know August in 2020 was the third. Oh, great! Right after the
Right in the middle
pandemic
of
start,
COVID,
which
yeah,
is,
exactly.
I guess, a challenging. We're going to have the proprietor
Shaker's
on.
timing is
Somebody
impeccable.
is going to
Yeah,
come on
yeah.
and tell us all about the place. But meanwhile, let's everybody raise a samosa, and the samosas, of course, are great.
What are these sauces,
look
by
at
the way,
vegetarian.
Mr. Sauce?
So
What do we
these are
have
the
here, Mike
dipping
Mayo?
I'm
sauces.
sort of
You
a
Are you
have
going
whiz.
one
I don't
bite?
like
Are you
spicy,
going one
so
bite?
You have your chutneys. None of these are spicy. This is like a yogurt-based kind of with a dill. This is kind of a tamarind again,
Let's try
and
some.
I'm going to dip mine into the
I want a
yogurt
sweeter one.
chutney
Tamarind's a
with a
sweeter
little
one, I
bit of
think.
dill, and we'll say salute to the Panthers. It's over for them.
Yeah.
It's
Jeez,
over for the Heat.
That was fun.
I was a little, scared because not only, of course, the Panthers had no Kachuk last night, but all playoff season long, these two teams were twinning. It seemed like whatever one did, the other followed the following day. And sure enough, the Heat lose and go down in 5 in the finals to the Denver Nuggets on Monday night. And then sure enough, Tuesday night, the Panthers go down in in a heap
In
of wreckage
horrendous fashion,
in
yeah.
That was
Vegas.
ugliness.
But
I don't
again-
think I've ever been that wrecked in Vegas.
But I'm still going to salute them and say
Yeah.
thank you, boys, for an incredible run, incredible action all spring long.
What about
I
this
know
one?
our
This is a
title
sweeter
sponsor
one.
today,
That is-
Shenanigans.
I don't know what the middle one is.
What are we dipping in here, Mike? Mayo?
No, just dip it.
All right.
And you see the interior of the samosa. It's vegetarian. It's got potatoes, peas, some onions, and it's delicious. It's kind of like an Indian
Oh,
potato
nice.
knish.
Yeah.
It's like a potato.
That is good.
I thought I didn't realize there was no meat in it.
No, Indian food, for those who might
Oh
not
wow,
know,
that sauce is spicy. I'm good.
Indian food is always a
middle one.
great choice option for vegetarians. Not necessarily vegans because they use a lot of butter,
Butter,
the
right.
ghee. But for vegans, every Indian restaurant has a full array of different vegetable dishes, and we have the samosa. This is a vegetarian dish.
It has
We have-
elements of a falafel in it also.
and then we have the pakora. You should grab one of these pakora, and that's kind of a fritter, but it's kind of a fried.
Is that cauliflower?
No,
What
it's
is
a
that?
chickpea. It's a chickpea
Chickpeas,
thing,
okay.
and we're gonna have that.
All right.
Mm.
This sauce on the left here, unless it's Now, is it-
This has a kick. The
Okay.
samosa has a kick.
yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well-
That's my problem with the samosas. I'm sort of a wuss.
You are a wuss.
Well,
Because
what
if
about
you
the
think
red
that has
sauce?
kick, where do you see the lamb vindaloo?
I
That's
know.
going
That's why I'm
the
not a
way?
big fan of.
Oh, this is some kind of like what would you say
Tamarind.
about
It's a
this?
sweeter one.
Tamarind. These are kind of like the dipping sauces and chutneys.
All right.
And we're here, the three of us. Do we want to try to see if Shaker can
I'd
come
love
on?
to get Shaker on. Yeah.
All right. So Lubie is going to go see if we can get somebody who is more authoritative on the background and all the different elements of Indian cuisine. Even though I'm the food expert, I always like having somebody who's a
That is
little
great.
bit. Yeah, no, this is like it. I knew you'd like it because it's like a potato
Yeah,
knish.
yeah, really good.
So we're here,
But with a
Deccan
little bit
Spice.
of sock to it.
and what Shaker is going to tell us about is their new. They kind of have this new express lunch menu where you come in and get all your traditional favorites at a more like I said,
and
a
it is
price-
express though, because I mean, I watched a party come in of three over here, three lovely young ladies. They sat down a little after we got started here. They were already eating.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
they don't mess around because they know people are in a rush during the lunch hour. And
Here's the man himself.
now we've got
Hello, hi guys.
Pompano
Hello.
Liquors. I mean, one of the best liquor stores anywhere on the planet, Mike Mayo. You walk in there on McNabb
Thank you.
Road, and I was overwhelmed with the. I mean, obviously they have all your traditional stuff, but the wine selection. This man is a connoisseur of a lot of things.
So-
Is that your only store, or did you have more than one?
That's only one story.
Okay.
We have.
all right. So we welcome to the Lunchbox Shaker.
Hi.
Congratulations on
Thank
this place. Almost 3 years, and to keep a restaurant going, obviously during the last few years, has been quite the accomplishment and challenge. I mean, with the pandemic, but not only have you managed to survive that, you are thriving because you have excellent food. And congratulations! I am just very impressed, and I am wholeheartedly recommending Deccan Spice to anybody out there who likes Indian food or who might not even tried Indian food. Come on in; they'll guide you through the menu. A lot of people say, "Oh, it's too spicy." What do you say to that? That the Indian food has the variety that really can please anybody's palate, correct?
Thank you, Mike. So obviously, it's Indian food. A lot of people has a different perception. And most of them they think like it's kind of curry and spicy,
Right.
and that kind of a nature who people who never tried, and it's but there's a lot of variety of dishes, and first thing is not a spicy. We can do like all kinds of levels. So
Right.
we go for like a mild, medium, and spice, and whoever they're trying first, we always recommend
Go low.
and go with the low, and get a palate and get a feel, and then if it's not kind of you can able to handle like next level, the next time we recommend like it's a medium spice.
Two things
And-
before I turn it over to Defo. Number one, just explain, traditionally when you start a meal, they bring out sometimes these little crisps, cracker-like things, and then the dipping
so
sauces.
these
What is,
sauces, it's a tamarind.
Yep.
Uh,
do they call
the-
that a
the
chutney,
dark-
or it's not really a chutney?
No,
it's just the
it's
dipping.
basically it's a dipping sauce, and it's the tamarind tree. It's very famous back home, and then it's very healthy, and the kind of taste-wise a little bit sweet. And next one is yogurt base.
Yogurt, right?
It has like cilantro. Also, it has a carrots. Also, it has a little bit of onion, and it's again it's good for body, and then also it gives you like a little bit spice levels brings you down,
Mm-hmm.
and then other one is like mint. It has like a little bit of spice and cilantro inside, and it
Any
goes with-
dill in there, or is it just mint and
just
mint?
mint,
Okay, I
and
was
then
completely
also a
wrong.
little bit green chilies kind of
Mhm.
thing. And this is samosa. It's battered, and then also inside it says like a potato, and then also green peas.
Yeah, it's a
And
vegetarian dish, right?
It's 100%
And many of the Indian cuisines, because they respect animals, obviously, no beef, no cow at Indian restaurants traditionally. You do have lamb, chicken, seafood, but also an extensive vegetarian menu, and it's very
a lot of
healthy.
vegan options
Mhm.
and extensive veggie options. It's entrees, and then also appetizers.
The pakora is
Um,
delicious.
the
And
pakora
That
is
is great.
so-
Yeah,
yes.
fantastic.
And we make like multiple different ways those pakoras. You can have like cauliflower, and then onions, and then also carrots, and then peas.
And this one we have
And,
here is the
It has like a main onion base,
onion.
and also a little bit of the cauliflower in there also.
Oh, this has the cauliflower.
Yeah.
You were right. I thought
I
you
can
said it was
identify
the
a
chicken.
cauliflower when I see
yes,
one.
it
Yeah.
is.
It's
And-
absolutely delicious.
And also, we can make a spinach pakora,
Mm-hmm.
and
sweet.
we can customize too. So
Yeah. I love the
Uh,
variety here. I'm really impressed with your menu because you see things under the curries that you don't find at most, if not any other ones that I've seen around town. Like this chitanadu became my favorite on my visits.
Chettinad is a very special, unique dish, and we are very lucky. We can able to just provide the dish.
All
because,
these peppers and spices,
Um,
but it's not too spicy. It's just complexity that I love. It's just like
yes,
layers
I think
of layers.
it's 24
of flavor.
different spices in there.
24. It's like
And then it's the main, it's kind of a famous in Chennai. It's from Madras, back home.
what's
to
your
South
background?
India.
Where did you grow up?
We're from South India,
South India.
and my city is Hyderabad. It's been known for if you come to the food, we're known for the biryani. That's main dish.
Right, biryanis are
And,
the big rice dish. It's kind of
yes.
like a paella, an Indian paella.
Yes,
And these samosas, I was telling Defo, we're a couple of Brooklyn Jews. It's just like a potato knish, only more delicious.
Got a
and
little more kick
flavorful.
to it than
Yeah.
a potato
Yeah,
knish, though. Yeah,
Well,
for
that's a
sure.
good
Yeah,
thing.
no, it's very spicy. It's good.
And also we have a one dish normally in most of the I don't think any other Indian restaurants provide, but maybe some.
Mhm.
It's called chinta chiguru.
Mm.
Chinta chiguru is basically it's a tamarind tree, the leaves, the
Mhm.
early leaves when it comes, and then they pick it out, and then they make a paste, and then that you can make with any protein. You can do the chicken, lamb, goat, or you can do it in a lentil.
Nice.
A lot of people like the lentil too.
It's a very impressive menu. It's well executed. Before we get into some of the summer specials, and I'll let Defo ask a question, but I'm looking at this wine wall that you see some of these
That
great
looks good,
wines.
yeah.
Rombauer and Duckhorn
Farnuente.
and Veuve Clicquot. And I would expect that's what you would get at a restaurant opened by a liquor store wine shop operator. What possessed you to get into the restaurant business, which is hard, notorious for hard to please customers and all these other things, long hours, as opposed to liquor store. You just sit there, you sell the nice bottles of liquor and the lottery tickets. And the
He
packs
had
of
a guy
cigarettes.
in his store working for him. We call him the superstar.
Uh,
And he was great, man. You would come with one bottle of wine to the counter and go, that's never going to last all day. And the next thing you know, you started out to buy 2 bottles of Kendall Jackson, and you ended up with 2 bottles of Kistler. He was the
Or
best
2
salesman I've ever
cases
seen.
or 2 bottles of
Just, we
each.
know your palate, you know.
It was great, man. But no, a very friendly atmosphere there, and it was always great coming in there. And I was surprised, actually, Shaker, when you told me you were opening up a restaurant. I thought, who would want to do that? I mean, what kind of
Honestly, it was never in my. I never had a plan to open a restaurant. It's we are there I'm sure a lot of people don't know. We own the liquor store on McNabb, 652 East McNabb Road. It's
Great
called
place, really.
Pompano Discount Liquors. We have a wide variety of selection. One of the big good selection in Broward County, and we do like a lot of fine wine, spirits, craft beer, pretty much everything. Also, we deal with a lot of private yards, aviation business, catering business, it's a lot of foot traffic. And please stop in when you guys can. Then also we match the pricing for
for any of the big box stores
so
or
any big box
prices are
stores,
very
so-
competitive. Yeah.
So
love to hear that. I
we
love that.
always want to, do some kind of, bourbon bar or whiskey bar, tequila bar, behind the store. That was actually, it started really
Yeah.
kind of on premise side. And I was looking for the store, it's whether we should do the store or maybe I could do something different, because I'm in a store almost 15 16 years, and then maybe do something different. Then from that point, we kind of looking into the back, and then talking to people, and then it's only the drawback over there is kind of after 8 9 o'clock, that neighbors kind of it's slow down a little bit. And also that's one reason. And the second reason, I used to go to a lot of Indian restaurants with my friends and their suppliers. When I go there, normally, it's kind of a little bit different experience. That it's you don't find a good fine wine. And
Okay.
then also that area is kind of lack of their expertise, because
So you want to bring like the full fine dining experience
Yes.
to the Indian cuisine.
yes.
What wines match well with some of the curries or some of the
I would
biryani?
honestly, it's always I would recommend, it's start with a nice good like a white wines, like in the lighter kind of a Sauvignon Blanc or Pinot Grigio, or
Right.
maybe some good French Riesling, not like a too sweet, but kind of dry Riesling, or maybe people like this, and then also Gewürztraminer, and
Yep, the German,
also
yep.
yes, and then white blend. And
He's
then-
a white drinker.
and
I'll-
then
yeah, go ahead.
Also, you can do, it's a nice, good French rosé, anything from the Provence.
Yeah, Provence
goes
goes
so
great.
well
It's
with
a
that.
summery.
And after that, maybe if you want to get into the main course, and you can go with Pinot.
Yeah, I'm looking at this wall. I see. What do I see? I see some Opus
I go
One. I
with,
see some Farniente. I'm looking at all the heavy hitters here,
Yes.
and I guess I'm thinking it would match well with some of the lamb dishes and the heartier
And
dishes.
also,
right?
surprisingly, I didn't know that, but I tried like a bunch of times. It's blends so well with a good Malbec. Anything from Argentinian Malbec.
Yeah, the Argentinian ones, the Mendoza ones are beautiful.
Really good.
Nice. I could talk to this guy all
Oh
day.
no, he's great.
If he wants to-
I love
yeah,
it. You're speaking a language
And
here.
I'm so
then-
old school
and
because
then-
I come to my Indian restaurant. I order my Talaj.
He's never been happier on the show. I
But
don't
if
think
you want
ever.
to break
than
open
today,
a good bottle, I'm always game.
This
for
is a
that.
flavor bomb, though. By the way, I mean that is a great
And
way to
also,
open up a
it
meal.
goes you trying like a lamb or goat.
Yeah.
Go with red blend or nice good cab.
Yeah, a good cab with
and
lamb.
then we can decant. So
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
How did you develop the menu, though? I mean, obviously your background, you would be well
I
aware
have
of the.
friends, it's the industry, and then it's this brand is like one of my friend, he owns a couple of restaurants in the New Jersey area,
Okay.
and then we work together, and then also I looked at demographics, what goes
Yeah.
well here.
Yeah, goat will
And-
sell in South
Yes.
Florida, right?
And then
And-
also, even the wine side, we already know that, what is doing really good on here,
Yeah.
So try to just put together something easy, and then my prices are very competitive.
Who runs your
And,
kitchen? What's the chef
We
from?
have like 4 different chefs, and every chef has like different expertise
Different
and
area
different
regions.
areas. Like
Mhm.
tandoor does different person, and then also curry is different person, and then also prep guys, and then they're like a nice and South Indian touch, and then also North Indian touch too.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
what people got to realize, and I guess you do, is that like China, India is a huge country with over 1 billion people, huge landmass with different areas. There's mountainous regions, there's coastal regions where there's seafood. So there's all different styles of cuisine, and most people when they just hear Indian, they think curry, but there's a full range of things, and you try to showcase that, right?
not only that, it's not just a curries though. We have like it's a tandoor. That's one of the famous items. It's basically we cook it in a clay oven,
The clay oven,
and then
the naans, the breads, those flat
yes,
breads that come out fresh and hot.
it's another way of doing an kind of a grill.
Yeah.
But it cooks inside. It comes out fresh, and then we have lamb chops. We have it's tandoori chicken, malai chicken.
Yeah, there's something for
tandoori
everyone,
shrimp,
and don't be bashful. I mean, I always urge people, and especially when the Let's Eat South Florida Facebook group. Hi, everybody, and 108,000 strong. Be adventurous. Go into a place, try something you've never tried before. Let them guide you if you're a little bit averse to the heavy duty
yes.
spice. But they will guide you in. I mean, my daughter has become a buttered chicken freak, which is like one of those things that it's made. It's very rich and creamy in the tomato and the ghee, and it's just comfort food, I guess, right?
I'm really surprised, Mike. And honestly, it's I thought maybe how this kid's gonna be react, but it's I have a lot of examples. 6 year, 7 year, 8 year, 9 years. These kids are like dragging their moms, at least once a week here. Like they love that. Some of the dishes. Now they put like so once a week, either they do the takeout or maybe they like just come
Yep.
and dine in here. And also, we have a brunch buffets with a wide variety. Every Saturday and Sunday,
Nice.
11:30 to 3. And then
Full range of dishes.
full range,
Yeah.
a lot of vegan options, and again a lot of non-veg, and then also South Indian breakfast items in there. Plus, if you guys wants to be bottomless mimosas with the 5
Oh.
different juices, you can go back and forth whatever you guys like, and with affordable and competitive price, $15, I believe, we're doing.
That's
giving it
crazy.
away.
Yeah, wow.
Well, he could have, he's got the liquor store. so
Yeah,
why
no, this
not
is a
get
man of
little product?
great wherewithal,
And
no question. Yeah.
my main goal of me and my wife, our goal is to just like keep a good quality, authentic, and people who come here, they really we can enjoy with the family, and then
Yeah.
it's
It's a beautiful dining room,
yeah,
lovely
that's
setting.
our goal, so
Yeah.
and then just honest, sincere, hardworking guys here.
Do you have family members working here?
Yes,
like,
it's my wife and my son. Like so they spend a lot of time to time.
Yeah.
And
I
it's,
think I've met your son on my previous visits.
yes.
He works the front
Yes.
of the house when
Yeah. Yes.
The reaction immediately was very strong. This, I was telling Mike, I mean, when you go to Deccan Spice, and this is one of the unique things about South Florida and the restaurant scene, is like you can go into a Walmart plaza and find high-end Indian dining, in the same area there. But the reaction was strong right in the beginning.
Yes.
To
Actually,
Deccan
we are
Spice.
very lucky because I'm in a neighborhood, like a Jeff, so we know each other so long, and the support was very strong.
Yeah, you have a
And,
built-in following.
honestly, I didn't even feel like I'm opening a restaurant in pandemic time,
Right.
and we started with a takeout.
Well,
After a month, a lot of people was requesting like hey, can we it's a come and dine in,
mhm.
and then a 6 feet distance, so that's how we started again.
Nice.
And it was as of today, it was really
Yeah, knock wood or marble or.
and then we just keep going, like we try to see what else we can make some changes.
And now you have this express lunch, right?
Yes.
For the other days of the week, not the
And
weekends.
we created it's a new thing from Monday to Thursday. It's called express lunch, and then people can come for any corporate offices, and it's kind of a platter style. You can order any entree, and it comes with a soup. It comes with a naan. It comes with a dessert. It comes with a salad. It comes with an appetizer,
And it's a
then
nice portion size.
really good, nice portion.
Yeah.
It's a a lot of people say, this is a lot of food, so what you guys are giving.
You came here to
It's
eat, right?
beautiful. And these go from 13 to like I guess
It
$18.
starts from
Yeah.
vegan. It starts from vegetarian dishes from 13 to all the way down. It goes to $18.
Yeah, the lamb and
And
the shrimp.
The
Yeah,
chicken dishes $13 to $16 range.
it looks great.
And it's
And you're not kidding about the express. We saw these ladies sit down, and it looks like within like 5 minutes they got hit with their dishes and their main courses. And
Please
Did
come
they
and
call in
try.
their honor ahead? It seemed like it was amazing, the service here. Yeah.
they
That
know
does.
what they're
And,
doing.
please
Yeah,
check out.
all good.
Mike, thank you so much. I really appreciate for the opportunity. And then please,
Well, we're a
guys,
little
let's,
late to the game sometimes, and I know last month was like Asian month. It was Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month in May. Sometimes we're a little slow, so we're going to celebrate Asian month this month. And of course, India is part of Asia. People sometimes don't think of Asian cuisine; they think of Chinese and Japanese and Thai, but India is part of that big continent. And I am so happy that we got in here, and I hope that we'll be able to get back
just
in
keep
here
enjoy,
again.
and then
Yeah.
we're gonna come get some more dishes, and then it's you can keep try, and then let us know, and then I want to be like just be honest, and then we need truth, and then anything like we want to be like very open, very transparent. There's nothing like
Do you get
want to
feedback from customers if they find
Yes, we
something
do.
too spicy or
Oh
whatever?
yeah, we love to actually. We always ask them like I don't want any like a sugar coated or anything, just because we want to be just if anything, we try to fix it.
Well,
there's no it's
Yeah, if they don't like something, you'll
yes.
take it back
And
and
then-
replace it and make it a little bit
yes,
tamer.
and then
or-
at the same time, if they always compliment.
Well, this
us,
is what I
and
go
then-
crazy about. Defo knows on the group, the Let's Eat group, is that people who go on there, like on Yelp and on Let's Eat and Google, and they start complaining about a meal 6 hours after the fact. And I was like, what do you want me to do about it? You should say something at the time. And any good restaurateur, and my man Shaker here is a good restaurateur. He wants to make things right at the time.
Can I
So,
say something? I
yes.
want to add something.
Yeah.
See, I'm sorry to say this, but like I'm in a business so long. Plus, actually, I'm a big supporter of local restaurants too. I have a lot of friends here. I always go and then support, and then we always go to chains. But I'm a fan of
Independent.
small, independent, authentic restaurants. We need to give them a hand, right? If someone is opening a business, it's not an easy thing.
Yeah.
And then especially that restaurant business. Right?
Yeah.
So if anything, it's you don't like it, and then putting in a reviews, writing comments, those, it takes like 2-3 minutes, but that's gonna go way far.
it could help. It could really hurt a business.
Rather like open up for yourself, and then talk to someone there,
Right.
and then
Say something
say
at the time.
something.
Yeah.
Please, say something.
I
Because-
bang home that point every day. And you know what? The sad reality is people are afraid of confrontation. And when the waiter comes over and they say, "How is everything?" They'll just
That's
say,
great. Yeah.
"Fine." But then 2 hours later, they go and they become the keyboard warriors. And that's not helping
No,
anybody.
no,
It doesn't
no,
help
no,
you.
no.
It's like, be honest at the time.
Yes.
Let them, let the restaurant, make things right.
Anyone you're comfortable, just talk to them, and then because these guys are either anyone open a restaurant, it's a family, it's
their
a
livelihood,
it's a big
investment. Yeah.
And then they work so hard.
Yeah.
Nothing is easy these days.
I feel you. I feel for
And
you.
the more you give a feedback to them, and
The better things
it's
can
the better
become.
things
That's
is
how they
gonna
make
come.
improvements.
That's the thing of Let's Eat South Florida.
Especially in the
Yes.
first 3
Yes.
months after opening. And I
Yeah.
know a couple of places now that have first opened, and they come in there guns blazing the first day. It's like, come on, first of all, you got to give them a chance to adjust and make adjustments and make refinements on the recipes and the menu. People call me an apologist for the industry
You're
sometimes.
Mr.
Look,
Patience, is what it is.
well, no,
Yeah.
what it is I guess I'm a professional. I used to be a newspaper critic. We would never write a big a formal review of a restaurant until at least 2 months after it opened. And I would make, at least 2 visits and try to see what's what. And these people that go in on the first weekend and say, "Oh, this was wrong, and it took 2 hours to get this." Well, of course, it's chaos in the first 2 days. And I don't know what the answer is. People say, "Oh, we're paying good money." And I was like, yes, you are paying real money from the get-go. But give the feedback to the place before you go shout it to
Right.
the world,
And
and
then,
then
you
give
know,
them another chance.
Yeah. Plus, obviously, it's sometimes, I hear, two side stories, but like, if someone is really genuine, they're true, and then, just help them out. It's
Yeah.
not like, it's,
Yeah.
people,
We're all on the same page. It's great to be here. What do you think of what's going on? Just the whole restaurant scene in Pompano seems like it's booming along
It's exploding,
Atlantic and
yeah.
everything.
yes.
And
Oh, it's unbelievable. It's, I'm here last almost 20 years now. And the group, who are in the city right now, it's the last 10, 12 years, um, it's amazing. And they are very aggressive. They want to see in a Pompano in some place. And there's a lot of positive mode. And I'm pretty confident, like next 10, 15 years, it will be in somewhere, So
Yeah.
here,
There was always a theory
you
that
know,
Atlantic Boulevard here in Pompano Beach, the
Yes.
main street,
but now,
was not really developed to the point where, and it could have easily been an Atlantic Avenue or a Las Olas. And maybe it's heading a little bit in that direction. Maybe a toned down version of those two
I
places.
always say, like, it's this is a kind of, hidden gem.
Yes.
Yeah,
I use those same words. Yeah, there you go.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
people, it's from Fort Lauderdale, we are kind of, it's everything's close, and then also good neighborhood, good people, schools,
oh yeah, I mean,
and then
you've got
it's
Federal has some great
yes.
places. Atlantic now is growing the beach. They're developing places, for people who want that
The
great
pier
waterfront
area is built up big.
pier, the waterfront views along at Beach House and Oceanic, and then of course now you've got that other downtown area where
Yes.
South Bar and Kitchen just opened,
Yep.
and then Cypress Road, which has been a long-standing place that has great things
It's
like
true. Yeah.
Cafe La Buca for Italian food. So Pompano, it's just good to see again, and the diversity, you can't beat it. I mean,
No.
La
Yes.
Via is
Amazing.
the Lebanese restaurant that's out by the racetrack there.
Yep.
People
and
love
that's
Calypso, also in
Calypso is
Pompano
really
Beach.
good.
Calypso,
And then
yeah,
also
solid. Yeah,
there's
Gianni's
Cafe
and-
Max.
Oh, it's a good
and
friend
the
of mine.
new
Yes.
Italian place, the what's it called? Di Farina has the
Di
house
Farina.
Yeah,
made
Yeah,
La
pasta.
Perla has
Yes,
always been a
yes,
staple
yeah.
here. There's a lot of great
Pompano
restaurants.
is booming, and
Yeah.
me and my belly are very happy.
Yeah.
And
And then
a
we are
shaker.
here, Deccan
Yeah,
Spice here.
Deccan
This is
Spice
great.
is here.
This
And,
is so different, though. I
yeah,
mean,
yes.
a great offering in this area. Just have, and hadn't been here in a while, and we used to order a lot of to-go stuff. But these two
Just
appetizers alone are
smell
delicious.
The
Yeah,
aromatics
yeah.
coming from all the
Really
different
great, really
herbs and
great.
spices. That's why I love Indian cuisine. You come in here and
I could
you
see it.
have
It's
different-
all you. It really
oh, yeah,
is. Yeah.
it really does get my gastronomic juices.
You can't help but
flowing.
feel good, and it has that long-lasting kind of flavor bomb where
Yeah.
you're still going to be feeling the good taste of.
And the
Deccan
samosas
Spice,
have a
like, hours
beautiful
later,
kick.
yeah.
I like a little kick. I like a little spice.
Oh,
So
those-
I'm
they're all great.
I'm gonna have you guys try, like, I'm sorry,
Oh,
it's
go
for the lunch specials.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it, and then we're gonna go.
We're
from
here.
there.
Shaker, great
Thank
job,
you.
man.
Thank you so
great.
much.
Thank you so much.
Keep up the great work.
Yes,
A
thank you.
pleasure
Appreciate
to
that.
have you on the
Great
Lunchbox.
man, this Shaker. Did a great job here.
It's time for our first break, and we're going to talk about one of our places that will be going next week on our world tour.
Oh, yeah.
A regular stop, the Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. I just talked to Jose today about he just had a nice vacation to Europe. He was in Italy for a few weeks, and he said he gained 20 pounds. I think he's exaggerating, but Jose is looking forward to our stop next Thursday, the 22nd. We're going to be getting ready for the big 4th of July holiday and weekend. We're going to be talking about the grill and cookouts with Wagyu hot dogs and brisket, a
We haven't
blend
done
of
burgers
burgers,
yet. Yep.
and also maybe throwing a few shrimp and fish on the Barbie. Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market is the place to go, not just 4th of July weekend, not just for cookouts, but any weekend, any occasion, big holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, of course. I've been getting my holiday bird turkey there for over 25 years. I love Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. They're at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the old Seminole Classic Casino. There's a big chicken on the roof. You can't miss it. DelawareChicken.com is the website. Go there to find the weekly specials, the daily offerings. You can't beat their selection of fish, seafood, poultry, steaks, chops, sausages, and of course the pork products that we talked about last month on our visit, the ribs and the pork loins and pork chops. It's all great stuff. Go to Delaware. They're open 7 days a week. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
I mean, if you're having a barbecue in the summertime and you want to get the highest quality and you want to feature variety, and I was looking yesterday, actually, I was in a local supermarket chain that's very popular, and I couldn't believe the chicken prices. I mean, I used to get the same stuff for it seems like half the price. I'm looking and going, really, 2 chicken breasts, like $11.
Right.
Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market is an unbelievable bargain. I mean,
have
it
weekly
more than makes up
offerings.
for whatever distance you have to drive. It's well worth it. If you're going to have a barbecue with a bunch of family members, like Father's Day.
Well, it's Father's Day this week.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do at my house.
That's right. I didn't even mention. I'm already on 4th of July. It's Father's Day this weekend.
Well,
so,
and I'm going to go to a barbecue, and I would be
Yep.
absolutely, compelled to go to Delaware Chicken Farm and
Bring
Seafood
some
Market.
dips at least.
to
I
get
mean,
the
that's
stuff,
a nice
yeah.
opener to a party.
What
any
a
party.
great place!
I love
Everything
it.
right
Doug
there.
Carter, Jose is the manager. They do great work. They've been there forever, and they have a loyal clientele. Service, selection, value. That's the Delaware way. Tell them,
And it's easy
again,
to find.
listen,
I mean, it's right across from the
yeah.
casino.
And it's for us, we have it programmed into
Yeah,
our
yeah, be there
internal
already,
GPS.
yeah.
Like it's
Down the
so
block
good.
from the Hard Rock. Yeah.
All right, let's take a little break, and we'll come back on the Lunchbox.
Great
from
stuff.
Deccan
That is
Spice
delicious stuff.
After
right there.
these words,
Yeah.
yeah, those pecora, the fritters.
Wow,
Usually not
wow.
a fritter fan, but that is good stuff. Beach Cafe. It's a South Florida landmark, and it's one happy restaurant right on the water. Tables literally on the beach. A place where you could dip your toes in the sand, kick back, relax with island vibes, tropical drinks, and live music daily. You know it. It's at One Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea. And of course, it has Chef Chris Nealon and his famed Caribbean Floridian cuisine. With a huge menu with something for everyone. Seafood, raw bar, conch fritters, burgers, sandwiches, salads, deli specials, and of course, that famous Bimini bread. They've got a great staff that'll take great care of you. There's something to celebrate every day, open 7 days until late, parking available on site, happy hour weekdays 4 to 7 p.m. Go check out more at arubabeachcafe.com. Better yet, go in there yourself at Aruba Beach Cafe. Good food, drinks, friends, and laughter are always the catch of the day. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course, the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. It's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Go in there on a Wednesday. They got buy one, get one on cheesesteaks from 5 to 8 p.m. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com.
tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. On the Lunchbox, we had a great time talking with Shaker. Something
Interesting guy, isn't he?
Yeah,
Great.
very
First of all, I
interesting.
love anybody.
The last
who
2 days have
is,
been home runs here on the show.
you know,
no?
the way we're kind of, and I'm just going to sidle back up here. You see that
What do you have
traded
in
in
the way
my,
of wine now? What do you?
I've traded in my Kingfisher beer.
Now, what are you
brewed in
guys drinking
Utica.
now,
This is a
Mike?
Pinot
Mayo?
And
Noir.
Shaker has,
Pinot
because he's the
Noir.
man of refined taste.
I like the presentation, don't
And
you?
he actually decanted a bottle of J Pinot Noir. Comes from the Jordan
Nice.
Vineyards.
Oh,
Everybody
yeah. Oh,
who's
wow.
into wine knows Jordan
Oh,
Cabernet.
beautiful vineyard. Have
Jay,
you been there?
Jay
Have you
is
been to
kind oh
Jordan?
yeah, of course.
I
They have
have,
a
yeah.
beautiful property in Sonoma.
Oh my God,
They
immaculate.
actually have a little guest house, B&B. It's not for rent, but it's for, I guess, wine aficionados, heavy hitters, people who come in and buy the cases and cases.
Yes,
Well,
to you
Defo
guys,
and
man.
Lubie.
But
What
they
a
have
great, what a great lunch
lovely
idea.
little inn with a couple of rooms, and I've been in there. I almost stayed there one time. But here's to Shaker. Here's to
How
Deccan
about
Spice.
Indian food for
Here's
lunch?
to the
Oh, wow, this is
summer.
nice.
Great
And
idea.
most of all, well, it's birthday week for me, of course. Big
It is
big
my
weekend.
father's birthday, by the way. I didn't say it
And
this
it's
morning. Happy
Lubie's
birthday, Robert
father's
Lubitz. We love
birthday.
you.
Father's Day on Sunday. My birthday Saturday. Lubie's father's birthday today. And you know who else's birthday today? It is
Your
Jeff
boy,
Defo.
man, Donnie.
That's it.
Why weren't we
The
at Versailles
biggest
yesterday?
loser, the biggest sore loser.
How did we not end up at
Coming
Versailles?
soon to a courthouse near you
Yeah.
with indictments in at this point 2 states, about to be maybe 4 or several jurisdictions. But we don't talk politics here.
We do not.
All I do is just salute those who, he is one of the most interesting men in the world. Actually, he's not that interesting. He's pretty
Not
simple.
really that interesting.
It's what the
Seems kind of dumb, actually.
no, he's not dumb. He is crazy like a fox. He's shrewd, and he knows exactly what he's doing. And the thing that mystifies me, what's the most interesting thing, is how or why anybody still believes anything he says or still follows him or kowtows to him in any way. But that is all I'm going to say. I believe in the rule of law. I'm an Eagle Scout.
Yeah, we all. I
Defo
thought
is a
we
man
all
who
did.
has been through the ringer sometimes, and even he says that you don't trash the whole federal judiciary
Oh no, very, very,
system.
very humble in front of these guys. Trust
Yeah.
me, that's the way to
You're not
approach it.
saying that it's all corrupt and that.
Oh no, it's thank you, sir, for taking my number down. I mean, I really appreciate it. Thank you for trying to ruin my life. I don't know that you fully understand the circumstances here, but they're all about convictions in the federal government.
Yeah, they don't mess around.
Yeah,
They like, some
there's a 90. I think it's between 95. I saw
96%.
somebody put 99%
Yeah.
conviction rate in
when
federal
they
court.
bring the charges, they expect a plea, and they
Right, and
hit
that's what they're looking for.
way
Yeah.
above the Mendoza line. It's
And they
unbelievable.
put a lot of pressure on most people. They're not putting this kind of pressure on the Trumpster. So he is being treated literally with the most kid gloves.
Yep.
Oh my
that
God,
you've
that's
ever
a
seen.
great
Very
wine.
nice, isn't it
Wow.
nice?
Shaker, thank you for the Pinot. Oh man,
Shaker's
this is
already
good.
on the
Very
phone
nice
booking
wine.
bets.
This
Look at
goes
this one.
down, and I'm just gonna say salute
So
to
Eric
everybody.
Eric is because usually I guess by now they've annihilated us with dishes. Here they're taking their time bringing out the stuff. There will be more food coming out.
We started a
Mayo
little
does
late,
not
and
Mayo
I
does
told them
not
to.
hold back when it comes to
Oh, yeah,
our
it's,
performances.
And we've got a little bit of a late start today, and
But,
so
but
we're
this
going to
is
go a
a
little bit
departure
extra.
too, Mike Mayo, for like the average lunch. A lot of people wouldn't think, hey, let me go have some Indian food for lunch.
Why
But
not?
if you're in this area, I mean, the taste sensations here are phenomenal.
That's what I really do
Yeah.
enjoy about Indian food is
I mean,
you hear
it's
the word
just a
spices
lasting
a lot,
taste, yeah.
and
To me, I
it's
love
a big thing when you go to India. The flavors are so distinct and so strong.
Really great. Really
I
great.
love going with a group, and usually, me, I don't like going to restaurants in big groups, but for Indian cuisine, I like going with 5 or 6
Try
people,
different stuff.
and you get a little bit of everything, and you eat family style, and you just kind of have
Yeah.
a little taste of this and a little taste of that. And when you have such a big, wide, ranging menu here, that's really the the best way to do it, because you want to get a little taste of everything.
Well, we're laughing because whenever you have those freebies going where you're buying dinner for everybody, you always go in a group of 3 that doesn't include Lubie and me. You don't like big parties, and that's the justification, people.
Well, because
I don't like big parties.
when
5 is too many,
Yeah, you
always want to go as a 3 spot after that. That was all from the Wolfie's Rascal House days,
okay.
where it was much better to be a party of 3.
Right. Especially when it's like me and Dixie, because we each eat for like 2, so it's really like a party of 5. So that's it. Hey, so what I'm guessing
you might have to
today is
do a little
Wednesday.
Tropical Acres or something.
Well, today is Wednesday.
Yeah.
I did want to just kind of do the rehash of saluting. I know I raised the glass and toasted the Panthers and the Heat, but it's a little bit bitter the fact that they were twinning, that they both went down in 5 games, that they both kind of did not show their best stuff in the final round after just unbelievable runs in those first 3 rounds to win their conference championships. Again, as number 8 seeds, string of upsets. But I just think we have to take a step back. And you know me, the new happy, mellow,
Mr.
enjoy
Optimism,
the moment, enjoy the ride, Mike Mayo.
Live for the day, Mike Mayo.
Not to be negative, but we should appreciate this now, because what we've just seen this year, both in terms of the Final Four for UM and FAU, shockingly, I mean, just completely out of the blue, deep runs in the NCAA men's basketball tournament, then followed by both the Heat and Panther runs. It's something I don't know if we're going to ever see that again in South.
I don't think you will.
So
It's
you
just a
really,
lot of winning.
That's impossible.
each team might have moments of glory and runs in the next couple of years and decades, but to get all 4 of that happening in a confluence
That deep into the tournaments.
I mean, what's the most rarest comment? It's not even Haley's comment. It's one of those comments that comes once every like 140 years, because that's what it might be. And me, you, and Lubie might be long gone.
It'll never happen again in our lifetime.
Yeah.
No, really. I mean, I don't have that many years left. You two might have a shot, but I don't think so.
No, I have no shot. Lubie might have a shot. Lubie's kids might have a shot.
I mean,
The unborn
Lubie's got another
children's
50
children.
minimum, so maybe does it happen again in 50 years? Probably not. It's almost impossible because of the parity in sports all around the board now, where, things have changed. The whole landscape has changed, and you have things in college basketball where, I mean, how does an FAU reach that level of prominence? And what happens once they do? Everybody else in the country starts to try to raid their players, and
Right.
the talent is spread around on a lot more, a quality type basis. So in certain sports, you only need one guy to turn the whole program around.
Basketball is one of those sports.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, I forgot to mention just how great was yesterday's show at Talia's Tuscan
I love that
Table.
guy, Tom Herman. Wow.
Thank you, Lubie, and
That was
Special
tremendous,
K,
man. Tom
setting
Herman was
that
so
up.
fun.
Again, we got an onslaught of really good Italian food and like a full hour with the new head football coach at FAU, who is
What
really
a fascinating
interesting
guy.
character.
Yeah, no, he was great.
There's so many other things. Like I love not really getting into the sports and the X's and O's, but the personal background story, and just to hear him talk about, how he was on a path maybe to be an orthopedic surgeon, and then he got into broadcasting, and he was working actually on the Fox NFL Sunday set.
Ended up coaching at Texas, which obviously is a high profile.
Yeah, but he goes from
college
a
job.
late career switch, like in his early 30s,
Yes.
and making less than $30,000 a year at some Division III school in Texas, and working his way up through the ranks to becoming, an assistant coach under Urban Meyer at Ohio State, and then a head coach at Houston, and then getting the big job at University of Texas.
$5 million a year, by the way.
$15 million buyout, which I
Nice.
didn't really get into, but that salves the wound of an unjust firing, and his firing is unjust. To go have all these winning seasons, 5-0 in bowl games at the schools, Houston and Texas, in the middle of a pandemic, when all his players they can opt out. There was a game canceled in the middle of the pandemic. He also had a kind of controversy involving the whole that whole racial unrest that season, because they have a song, the traditional song that the band plays at Texas. It's called "The Eyes of Texas."
Yeah.
And I didn't have time to get into this with him
Which,
yesterday.
of course, was his fault.
No, but it has
No, I mean,
it
it's
has
deal with it.
racist
Deal with it.
vestiges. The bands. And some band members refused to play it anymore. It became a thing. It became an issue. And some of the players then started supporting and weighing in. And basically, I think what happened was Coach Herman supported the players of whatever their background and truth was, he supported whatever their decision.
I'm sure the school wasn't a fan of that.
And it wasn't the school. This is a state school, again, with political pressures in a Republican state.
Well, Texas.
And he got the Texas, I guess the chancellor of the school got all this hate mail and emails that one of the papers requested through public records, and they were blasting Coach Herman.
Oh, wow.
For again, being
seemed like a real down to earth.
It seemed like he cared about his players.
For being a guy who seems to be wanting to do the right thing and support his players, maybe acknowledge the some of the transgressions of the past and trying to maybe make things better for the future and be more sensitive.
You could tell this guy was sincere and on the right side of things. Yeah. You could just tell.
And again,
and then think about this, right? I mean, we were talking about today on our show on South Florida Live that here's a guy just got $15 million. He doesn't need to do another thing the rest of his life. He's a relatively very young man.
Where would we be with $15 million?
I don't know that I'm going back into coaching. I mean,
I know where I'm going. I'm going to the poker room like almost every day.
I'm going straight to Lake Como and buying myself
a traveling the world and probably still doing this. Actually, I do both of those.
Well, he did that for 2 years. Look, and now he's back in the game because he's passionate about the game. I think he's going to do really well recruiting.
I would imagine he'll be okay. Yeah. No, he what a gentleman.
And the question is, okay, it's a modest school. It's not one of these big football factories. It has a stadium of 20,000, not 100,000.
They got like 30-something thousand.
Florida.
Will he use it as a stepping stone? Yeah,
probably,
likely.
Yes,
but
probably.
for 5 years or 4 years,
however long he's there,
he might really, like Dusty May did with the basketball program, that I could see him doing really well with recruiting. Because he seems to
Dusty May will be coaching the Knicks next year. I mean, he got the 5-year deal, but I mean, he's going to the NBA.
No, they're going to be a top 5 team this year.
It's just nice that FAU is able to attract that level of talent, and we wish him nothing but good things.
All good for the area. I mean, we keep growing as a sports entity, and certainly as a restaurant spot, a destination for fine dining here.
I keep growing too.
You're going to be okay, though, Mike Mayo. You're going to be okay.
Oh, yeah, no. And the
ladies, how was lunch? Good.
Show is growing.
Good. Excellent.
Again,
Three
we are
very
doing,
smiling faces.
We're doing well. Hey, it is
Spice.
time to take another break, and we got to talk about Tropical Acres. I started my birthday week celebration there on Monday night.
Good way to start.
The Twin Lobster Special for $39.
Did you eat them both, or did you take part of them?
I was there with a friend, my friend Mark. We do split. We each get a lobster. We split the filet mignon, the barrel cut 10-ounce filet mignon, right down in half. We have the surf and turf, the salad, and the sides. I had cream spinach. My friend had the baked potato.
Oh, man, and potato,
we just had ourselves a fine time at the bar. We started off still happy hour. You get the half price drinks from 4:30 to 6:30 with those great light bites at reasonable prices. I mean, Tropical Acres. I was so gratifying to run into people like I did this past time. I saw Andrew and Dawn from Seaside Subs up in Deerfield. Nice. Their first time, they were beaming. They saying, "Mike, we came here because of you. We loved it."
Nice.
And
I like the fact that they dropped in that in front of Jack Studiali that they only came because of you.
It was actually in front of Joe, Jack's son, but I'm sure he gave his father the word. I actually did see Jack the other day. I went in there earlier in the day, and I hadn't seen him in a while. He just got back from Alaska.
You just like hanging out in the lounge there.
I love schmoozing with people. I love the restaurant business. I love restaurateurs. I love restaurants. Like Shaker said, independent, family-owned, operated restaurants.
Support your local businesses right now.
Right.
Wow.
Tropical Acres has been one of those independent, family-run businesses for over 70 years, since 1949. It means they're doing something right. So you go in there. They're open for Father's Day, one of the rare Sundays they're open from 3 to 9. Go in there with Dad. Get a reservation, 954-989-2500, 989-2500 for the Father's Day reservation or any night, and tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
All right, coming back with more. Shaker's got some summer specials here on beers.
Oh, yeah.
Is that E-Chang?
Kingfisher. That's
Kingfisher. Oh, that's your beer. Yeah.
And they got another tap beer. Buy one, get one for $7. $3.50 a beer.
You were paying $7. You thought it was a bargain at the hockey game, which didn't even have a game going on.
It's summertime, and you got to reward the locals. And again, Deccan Spice, 1149.
Great place.
South Federal Highway, Pompano. They're going to take great care of you. Beautiful place. And so will Tropical Acres. We'll be back to wrap up this edition of the Lunchbox after these words.
Mayo here for Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Since 1951, family owned for over 70 years, the home of freshness. I've been a customer for over 3 decades, and it's the place to go for poultry, steaks, meats, and of course, their unbelievable selection of fish and seafood. They've got it all: Key West pink shrimp, grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course, Florida stone crab claws of all sizes. Don't forget their famous fish dip and a full selection of prepared foods. It's located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the Seminole Classic Casino. Owner Doug Carter and crew will take great care of you. Make sure to check out their weekly specials and daily catch online at DelawareChicken.com. Quality, value, freshness, that's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Do you like pizza? Who doesn't like pizza? Well, my spot for pizza is the Pizza Spot. It's in that little bit hard to find Riverside Park neighborhood of Fort Lauderdale, but it's totally easy to love. It's at 601 Southwest 12th Avenue, New Haven style, a pizza from Wade and Reese. It's a lovely outdoor spot. You could also pick up pies to go at 754-779-7788, 754-779-7788. Again, they're open every day but Monday for lunch and dinner. Some of the best pizza I've ever had. Go to Pizza Spot. They also have subs, salads, and more. Tell them the Gambling Gourmet sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, that's my spot. It's upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday.
We're back. Man, we're a little bit, I guess, we had a little bit of a slow start today, but
Some technical difficulties coming on,
technical difficulties, but that's been known to happen in
what a good
our
time,
world.
huh?
But this is
Look at
fantastic.
this, man. Wow, look
There
at
we
this.
go. We got the main courses coming in.
Let's
and
peruse a few of these. Oh,
this
my
is
God.
craziness, as usual. We're going to get
Yeah.
some of this stuff on the side, and we will get the main courses here at Deccan Spice. Before we get to that, look at this, 3 big platters.
My goodness.
It's
Shaker.
like we've got some of the
He's gone
naan.
out of his mind.
We've got
here.
some of the
Oh,
basmati
that
rice.
looks great. That looks
We've
great.
got some of the, we've got little bowls. Look at it. He set it up so that we could each get a little bit
My
of tasting
goodness,
menu.
that looks
Look at
fantastic.
this, all these trays. Just throw it down there, and we'll get it.
He's got
We'll get it
shrimps, all
going. Here,
kinds of
just throw
stuff.
it up there. It's good. Yeah, we got that. We got Lubie, we got Mayo, we got Defo. Yesterday, I almost thanked myself for the show. That was a little bit
You were a
of
little
glitch.
confused yesterday,
Well,
but you were so happy.
I was giddy.
Between the food and the
And I'm
guests
giddy
that we
every
had.
day because the world tour, I mean, I don't know what's
Oh,
happened here,
just
but
breathe
we're
that in,
blowing
Mayo.
up. We keep expanding our universe. We were at Talia's Tuscan Table for the first time yesterday.
Yeah.
We're here at Deccan Spice for the
Looks
first
sensational.
time today. Tomorrow, we're going to be at the Bamboo Beach Tiki Bar.
Tiki Bar, yeah. Frankie
at
Tallarico.
Ocean Manor Hotel Resort. We've been there before. Frank Tallarico also operates the great Casa Calabria restaurant there at the Ocean Manor Resort on Ocean Mile. He also has a couple of other restaurants down
Piazza
on Las Olas.
Italia on Las
Piazza
Olas.
Italia, which is great restaurant and kind of nightclub scene down there. We're going to be hanging out with Frank tomorrow and having some of that beach vibes for the
Very
summer.
interesting guy.
Perfect. And then,
Yeah.
of course, Friday, they still let us come out there. It's great. Nobody said nothing, and I'm not saying a word. Gulfstream Park,
Don't
Joe
jinx it, Mayo.
Beja.
Yeah.
Congrats to I did send him a text when
he
it was
loves the
about.
Vegas night.
I sent him a text prematurely in the middle of the second period when the Golden Knights went up 5-1, and I said, "Congrats, Joe. You guys."
You were like Hillary Clinton calling Trump.
I conceded early because I'm a realist. I
Yeah.
understand,
I mean,
and
it
it's
was
not a
4-1
rigged game.
You weren't going to dispute the results.
There's
The game
no,
was-
you can't say it's corrupt or it's fraudulent. The
You know, the
scoreboard
Panthers actually
does
won.
not lie.
Yeah.
It really was.
Absolutely
What
won.
was the final? Was it 5-1?
9-3.
9-3.
It was 9-3.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like a bad baseball game.
Wow.
It was horrendous.
Okay,
For Stanley Cup
here's
game.
how I'm the typical front-running phony Florida fan. I shut it off at 5-1 in the second
shut off
period.
at
I
4-1,
said, I've
so-
seen
It was
enough.
over. It
I
was.
don't need to see the cup paraded around by Vegas. Did Showgirls come out and dance on the ice with the cup? Or
Defo
what was
watched it. I don't know. Supposedly it was ridiculous.
Did Wayne Newton and Elvis come out with the cup? It was just one
Very
of those.
spicy.
It was a drubbing. I mean, it was really one of those games. And I think what happened was early in the game, the Panthers had numerous chances, and as soon as the Golden Knights scored that shorthanded goal, it's like when you go to a blackjack dealer and they draw to 21 5 times.
Right
it's
away.
just so crushing.
Yep,
That goal, that shorthanded goal,
Try
was
one of
so
these shrimp.
crushing.
They're on fire, Mike.
The
Before
shrimp.
you get
Okay,
up
we
there,
got fiery
yeah,
shrimp.
yeah,
I'm going to get in for one of them. Look
Get
at
into
that.
that.
It's like,
shoot.
Got the
All right.
tandoori shrimp. I'm going to take a bite.
Are these all different dishes? Like,
These are on fire, Lubie.
I
in
don't
case,
like on fire.
it's
You
beautiful.
guys like on fire. I'm a wuss.
That is tasty. Though,
I've
huh?
openly admitted that.
I mean,
many
that's
a
the
time.
tandoori
so nicely
oven
done.
shrimp.
Yeah, wow.
The tandoori shrimp. And they got that nice kind of orangish hue. And they got
Man,
the
that's
platter
good.
here where the fresh baked naan, which is kind of like the flour dough that they bake in the clay oven. And then these little dishes, it's kind of like the style. It's perfect for lunch where we have a little bit of the lamb
bit of everything.
vindaloo, a little bit of the, I guess it was the chicken tikka masala,
Yeah.
and the shrimp. And it's beautiful, beautiful little tasty lunch.
What is the dish that you love for dinner?
Mm.
What was that thing that you wanted?
That
to
one
order?
I usually get. It's either the chicken, but it's a style of curry that uses 24 different
Wow.
types of spices. It's called the Chita Nadu. Chita Nadu is my favorite, and then Shaker was recommending the Chinta Chigaru, which is also like a tamarind-based curry that is also very rare,
That is delicious.
rarely seen. I think
Yeah, it's time to go, huh?
it is time to go already,
Beautiful.
but we're going to dive in and enjoy the rest of our lunch. Guys, everybody should
Shaker,
come in here
Deccan
because
Spice.
if you're
Yeah, this
looking
place
for
is
good,
Pompano Beach.
refined Indian food in a
But it's a
kind
very
of
nice,
upscale
very
setting where you
nice
come in
setting.
and have a nice family dinner,
Easy to find.
date, easy to find right here on
I
Federal
buy it at
Highway in
Walmart,
Pompano.
believe it or not.
1149 South
Oh,
Federal
this
Highway.
is the lunch. Oh, interesting.
It's the
Okay.
lunch specials where they
These
do
are
it all
nice.
kind of in little.
Yeah,
All,
we have
all
everything.
I could think is those
Beautiful.
people walk by as attention Walmart shoppers.
Yes.
Did you see that group?
I'm gonna
Unbelievable,
check it
yeah.
out again. If you want, come on out to the Bamboo Beach Tiki Bar
Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a
tomorrow. I
blast.
think Bonnie might
Come
make
on
an
out at
appearance
Beach
tomorrow.
Day, too. I
It's
mean,
gonna
how
be a
great
beach
is
day.
that?
We're gonna have. I'm sure we're gonna have all kinds of libations for my birthday week
Get Sonny
celebration.
to come
rolls
out,
on.
man. He needs a good
Shaker,
time.
thank you so much. This J Pinot Noir.
Shaker.
After a little beer, what kind of life am I living? What have I
You,
done?
you
Stop
must have
asking
died
me
and
this
gone to
shit,
heaven,
enjoying
man.
it.
I mean,
Loving
you don't
life.
even have to schlep into the paper once in a while,
I
make
play
a
a little
token
poker
appearance.
tournament
yeah.
tonight. I've got all kinds of other things planned for birthday week. I am living the dream, my friends. And what else can I say except
See you next time.
You could try to do it too,
Yeah.
and start by coming out to Deccan Spice because it's flavorful.
Beautiful.
Fantastic.
Everything is so tasty.
Good stuff. All right, that's it for tomorrow. Until then, enjoy every biryani, every tandoori, and enjoy every naan. You could make it, roll up your hot lamb and chicken into the naan, and then you can enjoy every Indian sandwich.